Good afternoon. In this video I'm going to be discussing the benefits of nuts and why you should incorporate them into your diet. I'll be discussing the macro and micronutrient profiles of my top 3 picks of nuts, as well as the potential benefits of eating these nuts and how to incorporate them into your diet. That's 3 points. So first I'm just talking about really quick classifications. You've got true botanical nuts, which are fruits with a hard inedible shell and a seed, such as a hazelnut. And you've also got seeds of drupes. A drupe is a fleshy fruit around a stone or pit that contains a seed, i.e. a coconut or walnut. So you've got like different botanical definitions of nuts, but from a culinary as well as nutritional standpoint, we're just going to group, peanuts with pistachios with walnuts and coconuts. We're just going to group them all together as nuts. Anyway, so move on to this one. For sources of information, I've used nutritionix.com as well as nutritionoptimizer.com and verywellhealth.com. That's where I've gotten all of this from. I've also got a study site at the bottom, but I've cited it, so you can find it. It's there. Anyhow, first thing I'm going to talk about is pistachios. Now, per 100 grams, pistachio provides 572 calories, 45.8 grams of fat, 27.2 grams of carbs, 21 grams of protein, as well as 10 grams of fibre. Now, the fibre, as well as the protein on the pistachios, is much greater than the other 2 nuts I'll be discussing, so that's important to note. Now, that's the macronutrients covered. The micronutrients, they have, per 100 grams, 4.3 milligrams, or 24% of your reference intake of iron. Apologies that I'm looking down here and not at you. I've just memorising some of these numbers is a little bit extensive for me. 1008 milligrams, or 21% of your reference intake of potassium, as well as having healthy fats. So these are unsaturated mono and polyunsaturated fats. These are great for lowering your... You've got like LDL and HDL. I can't recall which is the good and which is the bad one. It's literally just evaded my memory, but they're good for maintaining like healthy cholesterol, these healthy fats, as well as containing the vitamins and minerals which I've mentioned. They also, pistachios are rich in phytochemicals that act as antioxidants. These reduce inflammation and decrease the damage of free radicals in the body. It's just great for overall health. The next nut I'm going to be discussing is the cashew. Now, 100 grams of cashew nuts provides 567 kilocalories, or calories, 567 calories, 46 grams of fat, 32 grams of carbs, 3.2 grams of fibre, as well as 15 grams of protein. In terms of micronutrients, there is 5.7 milligrams of iron, or 32% of your reference intake, 18% of your reference intake of vitamin B5, 25% of your reference intake of B6, 29% of your reference intake of vitamin K, 30% of the reference intake of B1, as well as 5.4 milligrams, or 38% of your reference intake of zinc. So cashews are great for your micronutrients, just general nutrients, vitamins, minerals. They're a great source of phosphorus, magnesium, manganese, and copper. They're high in polyphenols and carotenoids, which are antioxidants and reduce inflammation. Similar to the pistachios, they've got different plant chemicals, but they act in the same way. They reduce inflammation in the body, as well as providing you with carbs, proteins, and fats, and dietary fibre, as well as the vitamins and minerals we've mentioned. Next nut I'm going to be discussing is the walnut. Again, 100 grams provides 650 calories. That's higher than both of the other ones. 65 grams of fat, so they're quite a fatty nut. However, all of these tend to be low in saturated fats, as well as high in unsaturated fats, mono and polyunsaturated, which are good for the body. 14 grams of carbs, 7 grams of fibre, 15 grams of protein. So in terms of micronutrient profile, they are high in B6, magnesium, melatonin, copper, manganese, as well as omega-3 acids. I do believe the other 2 nuts also contain omega-3s, however not to the same degree as the walnut. I do believe the walnut has got the highest omega-3 profile of all the nuts. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about fibre towards the end of this video. Fibre is in things like nuts, as mentioned. Seeds are a great one for fibre. Even fruits contain fibre, as opposed to, say, fruit juice, which is quite low in fibre. Even with the bits, it's not as fibrous as biting straight into a piece of fruit. You can also find fibre in whole wheat and vegetables. Vegetables contain fibre as well. So, fibre. It's quite an undiscussed macronutrient because it's a carbohydrate the body doesn't quite break down. It doesn't break it down. It aids with digestion as well as slowing down digestion, so you can absorb more of the nutrients in your food because it's not passing through you as quickly, as opposed to if you had a low fibre diet, because there's not a lot to push things through your body as well as slow the digestion process down. Yeah, so digestion, nutrient absorption. It also reduces blood sugar spikes, and I've put a dash next to this regarding the circulation of insulin in the body. Now, to expand on this, Sierra et al. 2019 showed a decrease in a peptide called GLP-1, which stimulates secretion of insulin at the duodenal level. Duodenal is a part of your intestines, but to basically talk about that, so we're still going, don't know what happened there. So yeah, that study I've just mentioned, it was comparing no fibre orange juice, or low fibre, I can't recall if it was low fibre or no fibre, versus a higher fibre orange juice. And they monitored it over 2 hours, things like satiation, so how full people felt, and like insulin levels, things like that. And they found that the one higher in fibre had a decrease in insulin. I'm no scientist, I can't quite tell you where this correlation came from. When I was reading through the study, I didn't struggle, but as anyone who's looked at scientific literature does before, it can be quite difficult to understand certain aspects, like the results tables and things like that. They use values that can be difficult to read to a untrained eye. However, that's the benefit of fibre, that it can decrease the spike in blood sugar. So if you have a high carbohydrate meal accompanied with a large amount of fibre, dietary fibre, then that's going to bring that spike down. It's just great for overall cardiovascular health, general health, and in addition, the presence of fibre in the diet is also great for a microbiome. I'm going to do a separate video on a microbiome. However, it's not fully understood by scientists, the extent of the benefits of having a healthy microbiome. However, to put it simply, having fibre in the diet promotes the growth and the maintenance of good bacteria in the stomach. And having these bacteria there mean that our body can perform correctly. We don't want to have a really weak microbiome with, only a few varieties of bacteria just prevalent, more so than a nice variety. We need the more variety of bacteria you have in your stomach, the better you're going to be performing, because all of those bacteria are great for bodily functions. So, how to incorporate. Now, we've discussed the benefits of nuts as well as 3 of my favourites. Now, how to incorporate. If you're like me and you enjoy a bowl of oats in the morning, you can put nuts and seeds in there. I'll do a separate video on seeds, but nuts especially. You can put nuts in your bowl of oats. You can put nuts as accompanying just general meals. You can put them in a salad as either a garnish or just as part of the bulk. They're a great addition to lots of dishes, as well as just snacking on them on the side. The bottom line is, nuts are a great addition to your diet, as well as providing you a large amount of micro and macronutrients to help your body perform at its best. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.